Hi everyone, it's Kim Bopney, the Vagina Coach, and in this video we are going to do a whole series of pelvic floor, you could argue whole body exercise on our hands and knees. So the whole workout is hands and knees focused. We will be working, like I said, most parts of our body, focusing on the pelvic floor and the core. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned, this whole routine is done on our hands and knees. We need no equipment. So you may want to have a mat of some sort. If you find it's a little extra tender on your knees, you could put a rolled up towel onto the floor underneath of your knees. And I just want to make one explanation here. So sometimes if you watch closely in my videos, sometimes when I'm on hands and knees, I actually go into a position like this. I have weird thumbs. What happened when I was born was I just held my thumbs inside. It was probably started in utero as well. But I never opened up my thumb, so I did everything like this. Obviously, my parents noticed that that was a bit of an issue, and they did try to correct it with some splinting. But my bones grew funny, my tendons never grew to their extended length, so I have a hard time being in certain hands and knees positions, and even sometimes a little bit hard on my wrists, so sometimes I will choose this. So I just wanted to make that quick explanation as to why you might see me in this position when I'm on my hands and knees sometimes. Okay, so first exercise we're gonna do is the cat-cow. So coming onto all fours, you want your wrists underneath your shoulders, you want your knees underneath your hips. You can have your toes tucked or you could have them here. I prefer to have my toes tucked under here. And the cat-cow position is we're gonna arch into the kind of hunch into the angry cat, the hissing cat, and then we extend and arch our back into cow. We're gonna coordinate this with the core breath, and we're going to aim for somewhere between 10 and 12 repetitions. Okay, so we're going to inhale, we're gonna expand in our ribs, expand through the belly, lengthen the pelvic floor as we move into cow, and then we are going to engage pelvic floor. We're gonna curl and hunch into the angry cat on the exhalation. Okay, so here we go. Let's inhale. Lengthen the pelvic floor. Everything is open and expanded. Now we're gonna exhale. Start the engagement through the pelvic floor. Curl that pelvis under, hunching those shoulders, moving into angry cat. Good. Inhale, release. Exhale, pelvic floor first. Curl and hunch. Inhale, release pelvic floor. Extending those sit bones back, looking up. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Blossom your butt cheeks. Exhale. Pick up your blueberries. Curling up. Good. Inhale. Blossom your vulva. Exhale. Sip your smoothie. Good. Inhale. Lengthen. Doesn't matter what cue you use, whichever cue is best for you and elicits the response that we're looking for in the pelvic floor. Inhale, release. Think of those sit bones spreading apart from one another. Exhale, gather the sit bones, the pubic joint, the tailbone all through the center. Good. Inhale. Open. Allow those 4 points to spread away from one another. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Release, 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 release. Letting go of any tension. Exhale. Activate. Inhale, lengthen the pelvic floor. Let's do 2 more. Exhale. Good. Inhale, release. And the last one. Exhale. Good. Give yourself a little bit of a shake. Now we are going to be in that same position And we are going to do what I call sensual Kegels. So this is sort of some curls, I guess you could say, some circles with the pelvis. We're keeping our hands and knees in the same position that we were just in. Again, I like my toes tucked here, but you might want to have them untucked. And we're just drawing a circle. You can think about maybe your sit bones, or you could even think about, sounds weird, but you might have a pencil in your vagina and you're drawing a circle. You're using that pencil to draw a circle. Okay, and now we want to coordinate the breath here. So the exhale is as we are curling in, and then we inhale and lengthen back. Inhale. Exhale. So coordinate it with your own breath. And we're just going in one direction here, and then we're going to switch sides. Let's do 4 more. Good. Now we're going to change direction here. So same thing, just the opposite direction. And what I was noticing towards the end of that last one is my shoulders were hunching up. So check in with the rest of your body and make sure you have yourself in a more, I guess, in a less tense position. Okay, we want some nice fluidity here in our movement. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, so this works the pelvic floor, obviously. Probably feel this a little bit into the abdominal wall. Bit into your shoulders, maybe into your inner thighs. And it also works on our hip mobility, which I don't think we do enough of. So it's nice to get some fluidity here. Last 2. And last 1. And we're done. Okay, so now same position. I mentioned we're on our hands and knees pretty much the entire time. This is one of the positions where I am going to tuck my thumbs under, just because it just feels better for my anatomy. What we're going to do is we're going to come up into a hover. Okay, so that's when our knees are off the ground. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drop that hip. It doesn't have to touch the ground, but we're just sort of coming into that position, and then we do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we're going to coordinate the breath here, and we're also getting some benefit in our thorax, so our upper body, in terms of mobility. So this is working on strength and a little bit of length as well. Okay, so coming into our hover, you may want to exhale, engage to get up into that. Okay, and now we're going to inhale, expand, we're going to exhale, and we're going to drop down. And then we're going to inhale, do 1 more on each side. taking a quick break. And now we are going to do that same thing, but we're going to do the opposite breathing. Okay, so sometimes it's important to train our breath and train our pelvic floor out of what is the norm of exhale and exertion, and switching up the way that you inhale and exhale in a movement can be beneficial, because at the end of the day, life is not perfect form. And the more we train a variety of movements and a variety of breath practices, the more resiliency I think that we build in our body. So we're going to exhale and get up into our hover. Now this time we're going to inhale as we lower down, and then we're going to exhale to engage and come back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, come back up. And you might need, like I am, to make a few feet adjustments here. One more on each side. And we take our break. Okay, that's a tough one. Now we're going to move into bird dog, and I'm going to show you a variation of just regular bird dog where we extend one arm and the opposite leg, and then I'll show you a version where we can actually then crunch into the midline to get a little bit more abdominal wall activation. So coming on to your hands and your knees, foot position again. I like mine, my toes tucked, but you can choose to have it untucked if you like. Okay, and the movement is one, let me make sure I've got enough room here. One leg, so this is my left leg, and my right arm extend, and then we come back down. So we're just going to do repeats of that same one. So how we do the breath here is we're going to exhale and lengthen, and then we're going to inhale and come back down. Trying to keep yourself nice and controlled here. We don't want to have any kind of translation, like shifting side to side. So stay nice and controlled in the mid line. Let's do two more here. Last one. And let's switch and do the same thing on the other side. Inhale to expand, exhale, lengthen. I always think of myself like a pointer dog here, which I guess maybe is what the bird dog is, right? Let's do two more. Last one. Taking a quick break. So now we're going to do that same thing, but we're now going to do the opposite breath. So we're going to inhale as we expand and lengthen away. And then on this version, we're going to bring that knee inwards and draw the elbow towards the knee so that we get a little bit of a crunch, and then we inhale and lengthen apart. Okay, so coming back into your starting position. So we'd started with the left leg back and the right leg going forward. So now we're going to inhale, lengthen, and now we're going to exhale, and we're going to bring that elbow towards the knee. And we're going to inhale, lengthen away, exhale, Let's do 2 more. Last one. Good. Now we're switching over to the other side. Ready to go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Inhale, release the pelvic floor, lengthen. Exhale, engage the pelvic floor and curl. Starting to feel my abs burning, which is always a love-hate sensation. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Okay, quick break. Now we are on to our final exercise. So in this one, we're going to be doing a hover, and then we're going to be moving into a kind of a plank, and then back into almost like a squat preparation. So we're going to start in a hover, and then we're going to propel ourselves forward so that we extend into a plank, and then we're going to sit our bum back towards our heels, almost as if it was like we were standing up and doing a squat. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. So your toes are tucked under. For this one, instead of my wrist right underneath my shoulders, I'm taking them a little bit further forward. So we come up into a hover. The movement is going to be sitting our bum back and then propelling ourselves forward into a plank. So we're going to inhale as we lengthen back, and then exhale, gather the pelvic floor. Propel up into your plank. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Think of reaching those sit bones back. Exhale. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, gather. Let's do 4 more. Here we go. 1. And 2. Here's our last one. And we are done. Whew. So there you go. We got a lot of body parts there. Obviously we were focusing on the pelvic floor, but it's a core exercise, core workout. We got some shoulders in there. We got some inner thighs, glutes, got a bit into our legs. We got some thoracic rotation, some mobility. We got some hip mobility. We kind of tackled a lot there. So good job. Thanks so much for working out with me today, and we will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed that workout. You can click on the playlist that I've linked here to find more of my whole body pelvic floor fitness routines. I also invite you to come and join me over in the Buff Muff app, available for Apple and Android. Free to download, a whole bunch of free content, including some of the basics with regards to coordinating your pelvic floor into movement. From there, if you choose to, if you want more, you can join the monthly membership where you get access to all of my workouts, different from the ones that we have here, including hypopressive workouts. I also have meal plans, nutrition recipes. I also have guest expert interviews. I have a whole bunch. Everything you need to support your pelvic health journey, no matter what age or what life stage you are in. And yes, that includes people in pregnancy as well. So thanks again. We'll see you over in the Buff Muff app.